Hi, this is PR Sundar. Welcome to Dalal Street Week Ahead program, sponsored by taxbuddy.com and finbingo.com. Last week is one of the worst week, and Nifty has fallen nearly 3%. Now, Nifty has fallen nearly 8% from the recent high. And another thing is that Nifty decisively closed below 17,000. So these are all the bad things. But however, first let us look at what happened in US. Last Friday, the people expected bad inflation data, and before that there was sell off, but on actual day the markets shot up, but again the next few days markets sold off. Again this week, the Fed meeting, the same thing, people expected some tapering of bond purchase, and before the event markets were sold off, and on the day of the event market shot up, but then again the next 2 days the markets fell down. So that makes the world markets more jittery, and we have a double whammy, not only the global cues and relentless selling by FIIs. So we have, within a very short period, Nifty future has fallen from 17,700 to 17,000 in the last few days. So this selling is really very bad. But however, there are some good things. So what are the good things? Let us see. The first thing is that SGX Nifty did not close much lower on Friday night. And why? Because on Friday, the Nifty has fallen almost 300 points. The Bank Nifty has fallen almost 1000 points. But despite that, at the end of the day data, FIIs have not sold big. FIIs sold only 2000 crores. Domestic institutions have bought for 1500 crores. FII selling 2000 crore is also not a big deal, but net institutional sell is only 500 crore. And I think the Friday's reaction seems to be a overreaction. So that is one possibility why SGX Nifty did not react negatively, though the global cues were very bad. Second thing, the US markets, Dow fell more than 500 points, but despite Dow falling more than 500 points, Nasdaq was down just only by 10 points. So that is one of the reasons why even the global futures. So even look at the first time I see when the US markets is down, the Hong Kong future was closed higher in green, and Australian future is also traded in green. Japan future is down, but it was down very, very slightly. So one possible reason, the people want to write off the Friday's price action in US because of the quadruple witching. So where index futures, stock futures, index options, stock options, and all the 4 instruments expire on one day. So this happens 4 times in a year. So that was last Friday in US. So that could have induced some huge volatility. So because of that, markets were too volatile. So the Asian markets want to give the benefit of doubt to the quadruple witching. So therefore the Asian futures did not fall. So SGX Nifty also did not fall. And another thing, so when the Dow started falling, the gold prices started shooting up. So actually that is not a good sign. So when the markets fall, if the gold prices shoots up, that means the troubles will be more in the days to come. But however, in the late afternoon session, the gold prices fell. So these are all the positive things from global perspective, but there is one big positive from the local perspective. The Prime Minister has met a group of private equity investors, venture capitalists, and few FIIs also. And the finance minister was also there in the meeting. So the government of India seems to have promised a few things. So normally before the budget, it is only the finance minister meets the people, not the prime minister. So this time prime minister has met. So that shows that, you know, the government is giving a more importance to the stock market related things now. But I do not know what has actually transpired. There was nothing more discussion about the stock market. So like this could be a sentimental positive thing for stock market. But again, sometimes stock market don't respect anyone. So stock market, you know, has its one way of reacting to the news. So that possibility is also there. But however, and I personally take this as a big positive for Indian stock markets. The Prime Minister meeting the investors and trying to allay their fears. So this is a very, very good positive indication. You know, at least the Prime Minister is willing to listen to them. So that itself is something great. So whether our market will be reacting positively or not, and we have to wait on Monday. But somehow my gut feeling says that, and tomorrow we will be closing in green. So there are many reasons. Number one, as I told you, FII selling was not much. I think the Friday's reaction was too much reaction. And second thing, Prime Minister meeting the private equity people and venture capitalists and few FIIs. And you know, so the other Asian futures, it did not react much to US fall. So because of these three reasons, there is a possibility, there's about 75% probability we may open in green, we may continue to trade in green, and we may close in green. So in the recent past, many times my predictions has gone wrong. So let us see this time what happens, whether our prediction goes right or wrong. But however, the action is still continuing in IPO market. So last month, this week, coming week, 5 trading sessions. So there are 5 companies are being listed. So one is Monday, Sriram Properties, Tuesday, CE Info System, and Wednesday, Metro, Thursday, Friday is the Data Patterns, and Thursday, I don't know, there is one more company. So the action is there in IPO market still. Though FIIs are selling in the secondary market, but they are hugely subscribing to IPO markets. The action is there. So if I look at the sector wise, the Bank Nifty seems to be really very bad. On Friday, without any negative news, and Bank Nifty has fallen more than 1000 points at some point of time. And later it has recovered a little bit, still it has closed more than 900 points down. So even if the global, you know, interest rate hike is the reason, the banking stocks are supposed to do well in the rising interest rate environment. So that was really puzzling. The only outstanding stock was Infosys, which is almost very near to all-time high. So even the Reliance performance was really disappointing on Friday. I do not know why the Reliance has to fall 3% on Friday without any news. So as I told you, I don't know how to say in English, you know, when you light up a lamp, okay, so you put a oil to supply the fuel. When the oil dried up, so the flame will go off, and the last second, just before flame is going off, so the flame will burst. So sometimes markets before stabilizing, before recovering, so the last leg of capitulation, surrender. So probably the Friday's market action, we can take it as a surrender or capitulation period. And once such capitulation period happens, then only the market stabilize and then recover. But again, we are not very sure whether this is the last leg of the fall or there may be some more fall. So only after Nifty crosses at least 17,200, that means a previous low, then only we can confirm that. So what happened on last Friday is the last leg of the capitulation period. Looking at the open interest, weekly options 17,200, 300, 400, everywhere options were sold, call options. So sometimes this huge selling of call options, for one or the other reason, if market shoots up, so these people have to run for cover and that will propel the market even higher. So that possibility is also there. Monthly options, there is no much change in 17,000 put option. There was a slight decrease in the open interest, but other than that, still the highest open interest stands at 17,000. So during the month of December, earlier once we broke 17,000, went to 16,850, then recovered all the way to 17,600 plus. Now again come back on Friday, first time we closed below 17,000. So quickly the market has to recover, and so that the 17,000 becomes the good support. So anyway, I'm expecting Nifty to trade between 16,800 to 17,500 in the coming week. And because this is closer to the expiry, we have only 9 more trading sessions, the second half of the month, there is no much economic data either locally or globally. So in this scenario, mostly we will be just following the global cues. Though Dow was down more than 500 points, the Dow future is trading about 100 point higher. So mostly we will be following the global cues, and there will be no specific local cues. So we have to watch, and still rupee is trading 76 rupees plus is really not good. It has to appreciate a little bit, and you have to keep watching the gold price and crude oil prices also. So that will indicate the stability in the market. So let us hope we don't breach the month low of 16,850 on the spot. So that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed watching the video. Thank you for watching.